Okay, well, on that note, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I was about to film a video that's probably going to take me a while, but I realized that in order to do that video, it would require me to take all of my books off my shelf. I realized that I should probably do this before I do the next video I want to film because I don't want to get things mixed together and then forget which books I hauled in March and be a whole thing. Yeah, so if you watched my February book haul, I mentioned that while I was good in February, I didn't get many books in February. March I knew was probably going to go off the rails a little bit. It's not as bad as it could have been. As usual, I will start with my book of the month choices being the London Seance Society by Sarah Penner. And I think I also got, you can't see it, but it's up there and I can't grab it because there's stuff on top of it. But I'm pretty sure I also got Daisy Jones and the Six as an add-on for, oh no, that's what it was. March is my birthday month. Sorry, I'm trying to talk too fast. I need to stop. March is my birthday month. Book of the month gives you a free add-on for your birthday. So my book of the month pick was the London Seance Society by Sarah Penner, which is about it's ghosts and Victorian London and a very acclaimed spiritualist who gets called to London to solve a murder. That's what I know about this. And then my add-on was Daisy Jones and the Six, which is up there. So those are my books from Book of the Month in March. Next, I'll do the books that I got from Barnes & Noble. The first one I got at Barnes & Noble was Fucking History, 111 Lessons You Should Have Learned in School by the Captain. I don't know who that is, but that's the author. And this one is just, I haven't read it yet, but I really cannot wait to dive into it. Like, just like the nitty-gritty stuff the stuff they don't delve into in school, like the hot gossip and all the scandal and stuff that happens. Next one I got was the sequel, the second book of the Finley Donovan series. I don't know if that's actually what it's called or not, but I got Finley Donovan Knocks Them Dead by El Cosimano. So I haven't read the first one yet, but I am really excited to actually finally get to it. The first book is Finley Donovan is Killing It, yeah. And as far as I know, Finley Donovan is an author. She's struggling finding the concept of her next book. So she's sitting in like a cafe or somewhere with a friend, her manager, her editor, whatever, spitballing ideas for things. And she happens to be talking about like killing somebody or like how to kill somebody. And someone overhears and kind of thinks that she's an assassin for hire or whatever, and hires her to kill their husband or something like that. That's the first book in the series. I don't know what this one's about. I didn't really read the back of it because I don't want to spoil myself if there is spoilers to be had, but so there's that one. And the other one I got from Barnes & Noble was Bookish People by Susan Cole, and this is one I hadn't really heard about. My friend kind of picked it up and was like, this sounds interesting. And it's about an indie bookstore owner who's kind of like, she's mourning the death of her husband, her manager left, her child's lack of aspiration, and just the grim state of the world in general. Then we have our hero, who is poet Raymond Chaucer, who is publishing a new collection, but with rumors of his wife's suicide, spurring, like he was the reason for it. He's to blame for his wife's suicide. A lot of his signings and things are being canceled, and the only one that's still so far is going on is the one at Sophie's bookshop, even though she does want to cancel it, but her event coordinator friend doesn't want to. So it just it sounds like a fun time. I just heard my dog go downstairs and I just pulled brownies out of the oven to cool, so let me go make sure that she is not getting into those because that would be very bad. Okay, we're good. But I'm out of breath again. I don't know. I kind of anticipating when I move houses, get a new house, to get a one-story house so I don't have to run up and down the stairs. On the other hand, it's probably the only exercise I get in most days. So there's that. Okay. Where was I? All right. Okay, so we're gonna do the books I got off of Amazon. So I have this, like, I don't know if it's kind of a bad habit. Whenever I have to like buy something off of Amazon, I always like tack on a book onto my order just because I feel like it's a waste of an Amazon order if I don't have a book attached to it. I don't know where that thinking comes from, but there it is. So let's see. These first two actually did not come like in that manner. It's because of my birthday. My income taxes came in, and there was a couple things I wanted to buy, including my little green machine, which, by the way, the freaking thing is awesome. I love it. But I also bought myself a couple of books. The first one being The Auction by Maggie Cole. It's funny because like I know I buy these books for a reason because I really like the premise of them, but like when I sit down to have to talk about them, my mind completely blanks. Destroying my partner became sweeter when his daughter stepped on stage at a charity auction. But I don't want her for a month. I'm upping my bid to make her sign for a year. Her strong will, independence, and defiant attitude toward her family indulges any carnal desires and need for revenge. I'll break her, train her, and turn her into a compliant woman she didn't know existed within her. The compliant woman. Every second she'll be my pawn in the secret game of retaliation I'm going to win. Then I'll present my pet to all of LA, including her father. After our year is up, the damage will be done. She'll be free to go, and I'll move forward with my life without her father or anyone associated with him in it, including her. So it's dark romance, obviously, but it sounds really good. I think the second one came out or is coming out. This is the Club Indulgence Duet, book 1. I can't remember if the second one came out or is coming out, but I think people weren't as thrilled with that one. But we'll see. So there's that one. And then I got, finally, book 2 of the Unlawful Men series, The Enigma by Jodi Ellen Malpass. I actually said her name right on the first try that time. Usually I say Ellen, just because that's the way my mouth forms the words, but it's Ellen. The first book of the series is The Brit, and then the third book is The Resurrection. So I don't really want to, I know The Brit is like I think it's like a mafia sort of thing. I don't know, but I definitely know I want to read this series. So the next one I have is Reckless Memories by Catherine Cowles. This is the first book of her Wrecked series, but I think this is a second chance, maybe? I think it's a second chance romance. Small town, usually I think set in Montana, most of hers are. But yeah, so this one says, I loved him before I knew what the word meant. From skin knees to first dates and everything in between. But he was never mine to love. I settled for friendship even though I always wanted more. That was before. Before he ripped my heart apart and didn't bother sticking around to help me pick up the pieces. I knit every last shred back together all on my own, and I've all but forgotten his name. Now he's back and everything is torn apart once more. But he's not the only one doing the tearing this time, and there might be no stopping the person who has it out for us both. So the one thing I love about Catherine Cowles is that she is small town romance, but there's suspense in here as well. It's like not high stakes really, but it's just enough to keep it like interesting and engaging and just kind of like keep you on your toes a little bit. So I really am loving her as an author. She's like a new person I found I think last year, and I've been loving her books. So the last two I have are by the same author. But two different series. So the first one I got, it actually just came today, which is why I'm happy I can finally film this, is Out of the Gate by Elsie Silver. This is the first book of her Gold Rush Ranch series. And I think one of the few that you can still get in the original cover. The rest of the books that I've been able to find in this series have this new like discreet watercolor sort of cover, which is nice. Like it's a pretty cover. I favor the original couple covers with the couple on them. I don't know why. But this is the like novella. I think this is technically like book 1.5 or something like that. It's about, I think it's the story of the grandfather. But yeah, I really want to read this series, and I know that after, I think she said, I watched an interview recently where she said after she comes back from, I think she's going to Rare, which is a book signing in London, that the original covers will be available once again for purchase. So I'm really excited for that. I really hope that actually does happen so I can start collecting this series, because this is about horse racing. she's been on my radar for a while now, Elsie Silver has. So I'm finally excited to finally get some of her books to read. And then the next one is My Camera's Gonna Die, the first book of the Chestnut Springs series, Flawless. This is everyone's like new favorite series all over BookTube and like in Kindle Unlimited and Romance Reader world. It's cowboys at a ranch. He's a bull rider and she is she is the daughter of his agent, and she's like tasked with like babysitting him while he's on the circuit because he's got like a bad reputation at the moment for something, whatever happened. My battery's gonna die, so I'm gonna talk about this real quick. I cannot wait to read this. This is actually on my April TBR, so hopefully I get to it this month. Okay, we are back with the charged battery. Next, we're going to do the books that I got at the used bookstore. I had a relatively small haul the one time I went this past month. So I did get a couple of Karen Hawkins. I'm in the process of collecting the McLean Curse series and the Hearst Amulet series. And they are, I guess, interconnected. I'm learning this as I go because I'm trying to find like which books go with which series, and I know there's one that's kind of a prequel for both of them, I guess. So the first one I have is The Taming of a Scottish Princess. This one is one of the books in the Hearst Amulet series. I don't know which one. I also don't know a whole lot about them. I just know they are Scottish and I want to give them a try. So there's that one. And then I have A Most Dangerous Profession, which is, I think, other book in the Hearst Amulet series that I was missing. I think these completed the series that I had. Oh, here's the step back. There was no step back in the other one. Yeah, I think this was, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so the Hearst Amulet series is One Night in Scotland and Scandal in Scotland, and then these two are the remaining ones. And then the McLean series, I'm missing, I think, the last, or the first two? Yes, I'm missing the first two because I have to read that series before I read this one. And I have this series completed and I'm missing the first two books of the McLean Curse series. Go figure. So I have those two historicals to add to my massive list. And then I saw these, normally when I can find like indie published books, I snatch them up regardless of what they're about because I know sometimes indie books are relatively hard to find not on the internet. So I have Redneck Romeo by Lorelei James, and this is actually book 15 in her Rough Riders series. I have another book by her that I found at this store as well, but I can't remember what it's called. But I did find that Hoopla has this whole series on audio, which is fun. So this is book 15, so I have a long ways to go to get to this one. But I figured it was $2. It's cowboys. So I'm here for it. And then the last book that I got at the used bookstore is You Broke Me First by Danda K. It's the Savage Love Duet. I don't know. I don't think it's both books. I think it's just one. And it's signed. So I really have no idea, again, about what this series is. Let's see. This one is Morgan Brooks. Proficient, cocky, slightly obnoxious. Some may even say obsessive compulsive. The young, successful, rich hotshot with a trail of notches in my belt to prove it. I've become pretty accustomed to playing the part until now. You see, I've wanted only one thing my entire 23 years on this planet, to be surrounded by numbers. They're safe, calculable, and almost never lie. Numbers will never fail you, never judge you, never try to force you into marriage or a different career path. They don't require hope or complain when you never call after sex. I never needed anything more than the stability I've learned to achieve on my own without my parents' money and status, lurking in the shadows ready to take all the credit. Until one night when reality decided to raise its ugly head and swing hard and fast. Tactics were sent crashing through the window, obliterating any chance I had at maintaining the balance. One party is all it took to form a crack in my plans. One girl is all it took to shatter them completely. This leaves pretty much no idea what this book is about, except it's a rich young adult. That's what I get from this. He meets a girl at a party and then she rocks his world. That's what I get from this. But I'm excited to give it a try. Next we have the haul that's always the biggest haul, and that is my Pango book haul. I have some actually really exciting finds this time. I was snatching books left and right, like it was ridiculous. First we have 2 books in the Montana series by Will and Ash. So I have The Brazen, which is like book 3, I think. And we have The Bully, which I think is book 4. So I'm missing, you know, the first 2, but these are the original covers. She has, again, the covers are were redone as like discreet covers, and they're nice, but I like the original covers so much better. So me trying to find them now is probably going to be a pain in the ass unless I can find more of them and they pop up on Pango, which I really hope they do. But so I got those 2. Okay, next one is another one I've been itching to get a hold of, and that is Under Lock by Mariana Zapata. This is like one of her, I don't know if it's her first, but one of her very early books, and I think this is MC or something like that. After moving to Austin following 6 months of unemployment back home, Iris Taylor knows she should be glad to have landed a job so quickly, even if the business is owned by a member of the same motorcycle club her estranged father used to belong to. Except Dex Locke might just be the biggest jerk she's ever met. He's rude, impatient, and doesn't know how to tell time. And the last thing they ever expected was each other. And it was either the strip club or the tattoo shop. She should have chosen the strip club. Next we have a first-time author for me, and that's Return to Us by Corinne Michaels. Again, this is, I guess, Willow Creek Valley series? I don't know. I don't know if I need to... Oh, here we go. Willow Creek Valley. Oh, no, this is the first one. Return to Us, Could Have Been Us, Moment for Us, A Chance for Us. Again, I think this is the original cover. I think these have also been, like, redone in, like, an artsy, cartoonish kind of style. So I think this is also a... second chance, perhaps? I don't know, it's small town, they work in an inn together. I'm excited. Next is another one of an author I've been saying I need to read more of and haven't yet, but that's The Wrong Heart by Jennifer Hartman. Y'all know Still Beating was my #1 book from 2022. That book will be forever locked in my heart. That book is just amazing. I really need to read Lotus. I need to read that, and then I need to read The Long Heart. I need to read June 1st. Her new books just came out, or at least the first one did. The Optimist's Guide to Heartbreak and The Pessimist's Guide to Love. I don't know which one's which, but those just came out, like, and I am highly anticipating the new, one of her other books that's, I don't know if she's done writing it. I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know what title of it, but she spoofed it on her Instagram a few times, and I'm just dying to get a hold of that one. Is essentially that our heroine's husband dies. He's an organ donor. His heart is given to our hero. She tracks him down, and that's the rest is history, I guess. Okay, next. So I hauled the second book in last month's haul, but I loved this series so much that I tracked down the first book and I found it on Pango, and that's Hangman by Jack Heath. I've been talking about this series so much lately. It's such a fun time. This is the one about the cannibal who works with the FBI. This is the first book in the series. Check it out. Just check it out. If for no other reason, for the entertainment factor that this entertainment value that this book brings, just give the first one a try. It's on my Hoopla. It may be on your Hoopla for free. There's an audio of it, at least on mine, and the ebook is available. So I'm just gonna recommend it to like everybody. It's a time. It is a time. Okay, and then in that series, I also have book 3, which is Hideout. I am still looking for book 4. So I'm hoping that that'll pop up somewhere at some point so I can collect the whole series. I read the first 2 books. So this is actually on my April TBR that I need to read. Okay, next I got a book that has been in my Amazon cart for a long time, but I never pulled the trigger on it, and it just happened to pop up on Pango for like half the price, and that's Stolen Heir by Sophie Lark. This is book 2 of the Brutal Birthright series with the new animated covers, and there's artwork and stuff on the inside. I do have Brutal Princess, the first book. This is probably the one series where I like the discreet redone artsy covers better than people covers. I just do. They're beautiful. And there's even like, so at the end, it also has the NSFW, not safe for work, QR code where you can get like actual like steamy, smutty scenes that the artist did for the books, which I really like. So yeah, so there's art, the artwork in them. Of course, if you read the digital copy, like the Kindle version, it's all in color. Anastasia was the same way, that it had the artwork on the inside, but it was in color on Kindle, because just printing out book in color with colored pages and pictures like that would be really, really expensive. So, but yeah, so there's that. And then the last books I got, I had heart palpitations when I saw these books come up for so cheap that I was like, I was getting so mad at my phone because it was being so slow as I'm trying to like buy them immediately. And that is the Eden series. Well, most of the series. So I got the first book, Indigo Ridge. Oh, this is by Debney Perry, by the way. So I have Indigo Ridge. I don't have Juniper Hill, which is book 2 and like everyone's favorite book. So I may have to get that on Amazon if I can't, once I start reading these and I can't find like a copy off Pango. We have book 3, which is Garnet Flats. And then we have Jasper Vale, which is the newest one that just came out. After that, I think book 5 is Crimson River. So as soon as I get Juniper Hill, I'm set. That's my haul, you guys. That took a little bit longer than I actually anticipated because of battery issues and other things. But all right, so that was, let me see how many books that was. So with Daisy Jones and the Six, that was 25 books. Honestly, not terrible, because in, what was it, February? No, January, I think I bought 19 books or 20 books maybe. In March, I bought 12. So, or in February, I bought 12. So March having 25 seems about right. That's it, guys. I don't know what I wanted to say. Okay, well, I'm going to end this video and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.